Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to another class on popular literature and culture. So, in the last two classes, we discussed about popular literature. And before that, I hope that you are doing well wherever you are. Looking forward to seeing you soon in person. So, anyway, coming back to popular literature, in the last two classes, we have been learning about popular literature. We learned about what popular literature is. It is literature intended for the masses, which large audiences consume, and it is usually successful with a high sales rate, a lot of imitation and adaptation being done to it. It is usually consumed for pleasure, and it's not strictly it does not have strictly formal beauty as such, and it is ephemeral. It cannot stand the test of time. And we learned how the growth of popular literature happened at the same time the technology was growing, and we discussed about the differences between popular and artistic literature, and we also established some reasons why studying popular literature is important along with artistic literature as students of literature. And we have been discussing some important genres that come under the scope of popular literature, like folk tales, fairy tales, ballads, etc. So, in today's class, in the last class, we already covered romance and some subgenres of romance, folk tales, fairy tales, ballads, periodicals, and fantasy. So, in today's class, let's continue our discussion on the various subgenres of popular literature. The first genre I want to introduce to you today is science fiction. Science fiction is something which is very familiar to all of you, probably. It's also called sci fi in short. So, these are novels and short stories. These stories present a reality which is actually different in nature and functioning from the world of our ordinary experience. So, we have our ordinary life, and the stories in the plot and settings in science fiction will be entirely different from our ordinary life experiences. And the setting will often be another planet. Maybe in some novels, we will see the story happening in another planet, or sometimes the story will happen in on Earth itself, but it will be projected into the future. Sometimes the story will be in an imagined parallel universe, in a universe which actually is set in the same timeline as us, but the parallel universe and our current universe are existing in different dimensions. Other than that, science fiction can also include contemporary stories which center around a scientist and his inventions, etc. So it is different from fantasy in the sense that the fictional world in fantasy also a fictional world is portrayed, but the fictional world created in science fiction is created with the help of some known and imagined scientific principles. The universe itself will be dependent on some scientific principles. These scientific principles will either be true scientific principles or imagined scientific principles. And another thing is sometimes there will be an advance in technology that is projected. For example, in Avengers movies and all, you might have noticed that the kind of technology they are using is considered too advanced. Maybe the technology is it's an imagined advanced technology. It does not exist at this period of time, but it can come in later times. And sometimes we see a drastic change in the organization of society in science fiction. So that is the difference between science fiction and fantasy. So science fiction had its precursor in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. So this is still from the Frankenstein movie. Frankenstein is a story about a scientist who created a monster named Frankenstein in his lab, who inevitably killed the scientist. And some early examples of science fiction are Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth, H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds, The Time Machine, The Invisible Man, etc. Some later writers are Isaac Asimov, Arthur Clarke, Ray Bradbury, J.G. Ballard, Doris Lessing, etc. Some common themes we can find in science fiction involve contact with aliens, artificial intelligence, end of humanity, time travel, interstellar wars, etc. And a recent development we can see in science fiction is a subgenre called cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is a postmodern form of science fiction. In this particular subgenre, the events take place partially or completely within virtual reality. Some characters are formed by computers or computer networks. Some characters are entirely either human or artificial intelligence. Some characters are entirely artificial intelligence. An example of this cyberpunk fiction is William Gibson's Neuromancer. Another subgenre of science fiction is apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic fiction. In this subgenre of science fiction, it is shown that the Earth's technological civilization is collapsing or collapsed already. And this complete apocalypse, that is the end of humanity, happens due to features like climate change or some impact event like a nuclear holocaust, a pandemic, zombie apocalypse, etc. So there's a lot to say about science fiction. I'm just giving you a preliminary understanding about the genre. Let's now focus our attention to the next important genre that comes under popular literature, which is crime fiction. Crime fiction, as the name implies, involves narratives that center on crime and criminal acts, and an investigation will be the main action in crime fiction. The investigation will be performed either by an amateur or a professional detective. There are many subgenres to crime fiction, like detective fiction, courtroom drama, hard-boiled fiction. In hard-boiled fiction, you can see a very hard, very straightforward portrayal of sex, violence, and danger. And legal thrillers are also there. In legal thrillers, the main characters will be lawyers who become involved in proving their case. A courtroom drama is also a variant of legal thrillers in which the entire action happens in a courtroom. Importance will be given to dialogues than action. Then we have forensic crime thriller, crime fiction. In this particular subgenre, the investigator will be a medical examiner or a pathologist. They will use forensic evidence to catch the killer. The Malayalam movie Forensic is actually a forensic crime fiction. This subgenre was first introduced by Patricia Cornwell. Then comes a spy novel. In spy novels, the major characters are spies who will work for an intelligence agency, most probably. We have works like the James Bond series. It comes under the purview of spy novels. Then another important subgenre is the whodunit. Whodunit is the most common form of detective fiction. In this particular kind of novel, the reader is provided with a lot of clues at different points during the narrative, during the story. These clues will point to the identity of the murderer or the perpetrator of the crime, who will be a very known person, familiar character. So this is actually a thrilling kind of fiction, which we are also invested to find out who is the actual criminal. So we can, at the same time, the investigator is trying to prove who actually did it. The readers also get involved in the investigation. So it is revealed at the end of the book. Some important works of crime fiction involve The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie, The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco, The Daughter of Time by Josephine Tey, The Maltese Falcon by Dashiell Hammett. A very important subgenre of crime fiction is detective fiction or murder mysteries. These stories will often feature an investigator or a detective who will either be a professional, amateur, or a retired person who investigates a crime, which is most often a murder. This subgenre began around mid 19th century. And this detective novel, it became a very respectable branch of literature when stalwarts like Edgar Allan Poe and Charles Dickens began writing detective fiction. For example, Poe's Murders in the Rue Morgue, Dickens's unfinished work Edwin Drood. So, a detective story is important as a branch of popular literature because it provides the readers with thrills because of the mysterious crimes that happen. These mysterious crimes will usually have a violent nature, and the reader, as he reads into it, is motivated to find out the reason and logic behind the violent action of the perpetrator. They want to find some kind of logic behind it, and we want to find some triumph of logic in it too. The central figure, as I mentioned already, will be a fearless and intelligent detective. They might be amateur, they might be a private investigator or a police officer. Some very popular heroes of detective fiction are, you're very familiar with some of these names already. Sherlock Holmes, who was a character created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Agatha Christie's character, Hercules Poirot. Sir Edgar Allan Poe's character, C. Auguste Dupin. Ian Fleming's character, James Bond. And some juvenile heroes like the Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, Famous Five, Secret Seven, etc. Wilkie Collins is considered to be the father of English detective fiction. Some of his famous works are The Woman in White and The Moonstone. Let's discuss about thrillers next. Thriller is a different genre of literature, film, and television. We have heard about thriller movies, thriller series, etc. So, thrillers, the primary feature of thriller is that it will induce strong feelings in the reader. Feelings like excitement, anxiety, tension, suspense, fear, and some similar emotions. So it will actually thrill the audience. That is why it is called a thriller. So thrillers generally keep the audience on the edge of their seat. As we are actually reading thrillers, it's a natural page turner. We really want to find out at each turn of the page what happens next. We are constantly at the edge of our seat. So, cover up of important information is a very common element in thriller. Some literary devices are used like red herrings, plot twists, unreliable narrators, and cliffhangers. Cliffhanger is, usually at the end of an episode or a chapter, they actually create such a suspense and they don't completely disclose what is going to happen next. So we are instantly prompted to read further, or if we are watching a series, we are instantly prompted to watch the next episode further. So that is a cliffhanger. So a thriller is often a villain driven plot. It will have a central villain, and there will be a lot of obstacles on the way of the protagonist to find who this villain is, or to beat this villain. So there are many types of thrillers, like a psychological thriller. These kind of thrillers will focus on characters who have extreme psychological disorders. Like these people will be psychopaths, serial killers, multiple personality disorder people, and all. So these disorders will cause serious issues in these thrillers. So sometimes the main character himself is a psychopath, and sometimes he will serve as both the protagonist and the antagonist. He will be the hero and the villain. We have known that Prithviraj's movies of late are like this. He will be the protagonist and the antagonist. And then comes crime thriller. We have already discussed the crime thriller. In this kind of page turner, crime and justice are the primary focuses. Usually topics like murder, kidnapping, drugs, robbery, mistaken identity, etc. occur. And usually the main character will be a person who is fighting for justice. He will be a cop, a lawyer, a special agent, or even a superhero like Batman. Then comes a mystery thriller. Mystery thriller means there will be a central mystery which needs to be solved. It will have a lot of negative consequences. Suspense and tension build up as the audience get closer and closer to learning the answer to the mystery. Let's now discuss horror. Horror story is a kind of narrative in which fear is created. The feeling of fear is induced in the reader. Such tales are of ancient origin. From ancient times itself, horror stories have been a substantial part of folk literature. Especially literature which was not written down, stories which were transmitted orally. These horror stories are there in every culture. So in these horror stories, sometimes there will be supernatural elements like ghosts, witches, vampires, etc. Sometimes realistic themes like psychological fears will be addressed. In Western literature, horror story started with the 18th century pre-romantic Gothic novel. We have already discussed Gothic novel. And horror genre, it was introduced by Horace Walpole. His Castle of Otranto is said to have founded the horror story as a legitimate literary form. And Mary Shelley introduced horror and science fiction at the same time in her famous novel Frankenstein, which we have already discussed. It's about the creator of a monster that ultimately destroys its creator. And these are some modern day examples of horror novels. Stephen King, Michael McDowell, Shirley Jackson, who are all practitioners of this genre. Another important genre I want to introduce to you is Western. Western is a genre of fiction. The setting of Western will be in the American West, and the time will be late 19th century or early 20th century. These stories usually have central characters like cowboys. Cowboys will be usually the heroes sometimes, and other characters like bandits, lawmen, bounty hunters, gamblers, farmers, outlaws, etc. also figure. But an important character will be in most westerns. We can see red Indians. So there will be the conflict between white Americans and red Indians. It will be a very basic theme of the western. In western novels we can see this harshness of the wilderness. The American West, it was untamed at this particular period of time. We can see an attempt to portray the harshness of the landscape of the American West in these kinds of novels, in westerns. And the action will always sometimes be set in arid, desolate landscape of deserts and mountains. Some of the earliest and finest work of this genre was written by James Fenimore Cooper. His works, The Prairie, The Last of the Mohicans, are some fine examples. Some important authors include Ned Buntline, Owen Wister, Zane Grey, and Louis L'Amour. So with that, we have come to the end of today's class on discussing genres that come under the purview of popular literature. I hope you have enjoyed this class and that you have benefited from it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next classes. Have a nice day. Bye.